if I am to think this all the way through, I gotta start from somewhere. Now the question is, where? Rondelite hid stuff from us, so we're gonna say for sure that everything he said during the last investigation is also true. He could be lying again about some stuff, so I'm gonna have to start from a piece of evidence that I have been thinking of for a while, and that is the blackmail letter. Now, in it, it says the following. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. What red diamond? Throughout this entire investigation, I haven't heard anything about the red diamond. I mean, it sure isn't in the list of stolen items. But we may have seen it. Oh, look at me's hand. I noticed in the newspaper clipping that he didn't have that ring of his with him. And as it says over here, it talks about how the recipient received it the other day. Two interesting things. One is that the recipient received the red diamond. And second, it happened really recent from the time of writing this letter. Now, if we were to go by what Ron said about someone writing him blackmail letters, about sending the writer the stolen goods, the writer wouldn't say that Rondelite received the item, but he stole it. What that means is that this is not the typical blackmail letter that Rondelite gets, like what he said before. This is something that Look At Me got from someone else. Now, we're gonna say for sure. For one, it could be talking about a completely different red diamond. We don't know if it's the same. But for now, let's go with the idea that it is the same red diamond. This means that Kane Bullard was referring to Look At Me. He found out the scheme that Rondelite and Look At Me were doing, which is further empowered by the fact that we found the binder of details about Rondelite's theft case in the CEO's office. Initially, this blackmail letter makes you think that he refers to Rondelite because of how this threatens to reveal his identity. But it can be that Kane Bullard was threatening Look At Me to reveal his identity as a mastermind thief, which is backed up by Rondelite's story of how Look At Me could be the one that masterminded his heist. After all, Look At Me found out that Rondelite was masked in mask because he found Ron's old costume in the trash when Ron threw it away during the first heist. So Kane Bullard tells Look At Me to come to his office with the money. Now, Look At Me is in a tight spot, and he has to do something about this. He could be seen as a motive for Kane Bullard's death, because Look At Me did not want to give him the money or the ring, or to be blackmailed in the future, so he killed him. He went there to the CEO office and killed him. Still, this poses another problem for Look At Me. How can he make sure he is not suspected for murder? By pinning the crime on Rondelite, of course. He hadn't planned to send Rondelite to the CEO office as well, at the exact same time, and he probably done that with the exact same blackmail letter, like Look At Me received from Kane Bullard. Reason why we find the blackmail letter at Rondelite's house in the first day of investigation. The blackmail letter that somehow Look At Me knew about, and he told us that the blackmail letter was there. He said that he knew because he is the ace detective, but in reality, he was the one that sent Ron the letter. So Rondelite goes to the office and then gets hit by Look At Me. And then, no, this isn't right. Eh? Kazing! And so I have appeared, Mage Nobby. I think that you're on the right track. But, maybe we should try and do this a little differently than usual. What do you mean? Here, let me continue for you. In the format of a song. A song? You mean sing the rest of the explanation? Why, yes, cause nothing says more fun and exciting than sprinkling some magic on top of it. You can trust me on this one. You know why? Cause I am the very model of a modern magic skeleton. I robot Ducky's bunny's magic spells and a fucking gun. I teleport that make you smile and Look At Me's gonna be cuckoo. For him to be the killer of this, I can bet it's very true. So how do you explain it? He posed in front of the camera with the spare costume he found one day and manipulated the data to fool us all in the courtroom that way, which gives him fake alibi for that night to lead us all astray. But let's not forget one thing. The data on the photo taken from the camera cannot be altered. So the question is, if we are to think Look at Me was at the CEO's office, how was this photo taken in the first place? Oh, wonderful question it truly is. For that I say... The timestamp of the photo and the time of death are all the same. The day, however, is not put there for us to see is not a shame, because we can now conclude that with the splotches and the statue, he has done a different day and we can use it as a big clue. And that is how it done, we know exactly what to do. I am the very model of a mathematics guy.